African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos.
I now feel for the Black community because I know what it feels like to be racially profiled. I didn't know it before, and I thought it was a little bit of a reach, but now I totally get it.
Latinos have never needed Black Americans to force their racial biases on us. We have our own. We have been anti-Black, all by ourselves. Latinos have been colorists, all by themselves.
Let's talk about the anti-Blackness that exists within the Latin American communities.
People voted for this. And I think right now, the Black and the brown community, we need to come together.
We stick together. Us Hispanics, we work together. We help each other out. As a Hispanic, you know what I have seen with Black people? You guys are always trying to compete against each other. Who's got the better car? Who's got a better truck?
There is a level of pleasure that I am experiencing from them fucking around and finding out.
Bro, you came here illegally, so you're getting sent back. Like, I'm not really understanding where I'm supposed to feel bad. Like, it's the law. Like, what? Am I missing something? Like, we also can't do that. We can't go to other countries illegally and just pop up and start working and all of that.
You want to help, and I understand that. We can't do that. We can't. It's nothing we can do. This is not our fight.
Black people, you mean to tell me you don't want to support the Latino people because a couple people said something about Black people when you went and fought for America that put you in slavery?
Alright, pause right there. If you are confused watching this play out, here's the simple version. Some folks cheered for the policies that targeted someone else, and then those same policies circled back to their own doorsteps. Now the question is bigger than the headlines and hashtags. What does the real solidarity look like when the trust is thin, the seats are long, and the consequences are here? Because I'm seeing two tracks. One side calling for empathy and unity, the other saying, we have been burned before. Show change first, then we talk. And honestly, both of those feelings make sense. There is history here, there is pain here, and there are choices with outcomes. So tonight we're going to sort the noise from the truth, where accountability meets compassion, what allyship really means beyond buzzwords, and the difference between asking for help and earning it. Stay with me. I'm going to break it down with receipts, context, and a blueprint for moving forward. No cheap shots, no dehumanizing anyone. Let's get into it.
The American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos. And I clap for the African American.
Bravo. That's what they look at Black people as. The help. Not as allyship, just disposable help. Someone that they could put in front of them as a shield. And that's why a lot of these white Cubans left Cuba. It's not necessarily because of politics or ideology. It's because of racial equality. Before the Cuban Revolution, they used to discriminate against Black Cubans. It was legal. Black Cubans didn't have access to healthcare or education, and they lived in poorer conditions where they served the white Cubans. After the Cuban Revolution, all that changed. They start promoting racial equality. Black Cubans start having access to healthcare, access to education. And a lot of white Cubans, that made them feel uncomfortable. They were used to the old Cuba, where they had an upper advantage on the Black Cubans. They're not going to bring this information up freely. That's why when she says save us, servitude, you're nothing but the help, disposable help. Make my white Cuban life a little bit easier and comfortable since our white savior, Trump, is deporting us.
Nothing's more annoying and quite frankly embarrassing than a full-grown adult that's always asking for help, but whenever you try to help them or give them advice, they never take it and they always have every excuse in the book as to why they can't do that. And
just give us immigration reform and don't treat us like dirt. It's not that hard. We're not asking for much. If anything, this is going to help the economy. And we're not asking for you to kiss the ground that we walk on. Just treat us with a little bit of decency. Just a little bit. It's not that hard. I promise you.
Bro, you came here illegally, so you're getting sent back. Like, I'm not really understanding where I'm supposed to feel bad. Like, it's the law. Like, what? Am I missing something? Like, we also can't do that. We can't go to other countries illegally and just pop up and start working and all of that without things in order, without abiding by their laws. And to be honest, it's a much worse punishment if we end up doing that. I feel like America is being generous. Y'all are getting caught and then being sent by a plane or sent by a bus back home. That's pretty generous if you ask me. Like if I go to Russia and try to pull that off, I might not come home. They might lock me up for 50 years for trespassing. Like, I'm confused. The media is trying to make us feel bad. And they're like, oh, this person was 15 years old. He was a hard-working boy. He was in high school, blah, blah, blah. And he was an illegal immigrant from Guatemala. Bro, you lost me. You lost me. He's illegal. So I'm sorry. Like, that's just what happens. I can't feel bad no more. Everything you said before that is disregarded. I'm sorry.
If all of the migrant workers are deported, would you, your family, or any of your friends sign up to take their jobs? For example, such jobs as becoming farm workers, day laborers.
I now feel for the Black community because I know what it feels like to be racially profiled. I didn't know it before, and I thought it was a little bit of a reach, but now I totally get it. This is why we should believe people's stories. This is why we should have empathy, and this is why we should be able to put ourselves in other people's shoes. Because you thought it was a reach. That's what he said. He thought it was a reach when the Black community said that they were being racially profiled and they were getting stopped for no reason. And it probably wasn't that serious. But now that Latinos are getting racially profiled, now he gets it. This is why empathy is so important, because you never know when the tables turn. And no, it shouldn't be transactional. It really shouldn't. You should believe people because you should think. You should be able to think outside yourself and be like, if that was me, I would hate that. I don't have to be Black to realize that freaking sucks. That what they go through, what they've experienced sounds painful. That I can't even imagine the years of frustration and honestly, just freaking frustration and anger that they must feel. But guess what? Now Latinos get it. Now. And that is why we are in the situation that we are. Because people don't feel for others until it happens to them.
If I'm being perfectly honest here, and please, my Latino community, my Latino people that follow me, there is a level of delight, and I don't know if delight is the right word. There is a level of pleasure. I'm just going to call a thing. There is a level of pleasure that I am experiencing from them fucking around and finding out. There is a level of satisfaction that I am experiencing from the community being punished. And I know that saying this out loud makes me look and feel like a bad person. And I know I'm not a bad person. I know that I'm not. I know that I'm a very compassionate person. But I also just feel like this one needs to burn. It needs to burn. It needs to stick. It needs to hurt. Y'all, they need to feel it down into their bone marrow in the deepest depths of their souls. So it's never to be repeated. So they are reminded and so they understand. My concern is that, let's just say, for instance, we go all hands on deck and this ICE situation dries up today or tomorrow. In my heart of hearts, I really do feel like large parts of that community would simply revert back to their anti-Black ways.
I want y'all to really listen to me now, because this is real. We said that we were going to sit our asses down, right? Look, and I know what's going on out here is really fucked up, especially when it comes to these babies being taken away from their families and things like that. I get it. I heard a sister say that she's a teacher, and she was saying, they can't come get my babies. I work too hard, this, that, and the other. Now, granted, I understand all of that, but this right here is not our fight. It's not. And I feel so bad because the human and mother and just doing what's right in me, listen, you want to help. And I understand that. We can't do that. We can't. It's nothing we can do. This is not our fight. I'm not going to go and talk about, because I've heard a couple of people saying, well, they didn't help us when we was in trouble and we're not going to help them. That's not what we're doing. We're going to see how all of this plays out. And the only thing that you can do, especially to my Black sisters that are teachers, the only thing that you can do is when they come and do whatever they're supposed to do, just do your part. That's all you can do. Just do your part. And try not to let your feelings and emotions get in it, because you're going to lose. This is not our fight, y'all. We got to calm down and think about what's going on, especially with us. I'm not saying that I don't care about that, but that's not my main priority. You understand? It's not. I want to make sure that we are okay as a people. Because, see, stuff is being done to us, too. Let's not forget. So, like I said, I understand the humane part of you wants to help their babies, the little ones. That would break my heart. But I understand. See, when you're dealing with that up there, what's that? What's the address? 1600, whatever the street is. When you're dealing with folk like that, we just have to mind our business. That's it. We just have to mind our business. That's it. And some of y'all may feel some kind of way, and that's fine because we all have opinions and differences. This is just how I feel. So I just want to come on here right quick and get that out. All right, y'all.
I will never understand how Latinos could hate black people. Most, if not all of your ancestors come from Africa, bro. I know I've been making my little salsa videos talking about how it's influenced and came from Africa, but I really don't think y'all understand, bro. Well over 90% of Africans during the slave trade came to South America and the Caribbeans. I'm not even talking about politics right now. I'm talking about human to human logic, common freaking sense, bro. Are you dumb? I really want to understand how your brain operates. How could you be racist when your ancestors are literally African? Este cabello que ustedes ven aquí, this hair, Africa, baby. This little bit of melanin, Africa. I really don't understand. I truly don't understand.
Latinos have never needed Black Americans to force their racial biases on us. We have our own. We have been anti-Black all by ourselves. Latinos have been colorists all by themselves. Latinos have been racist all by themselves, way before they come to America, way before they ever have contact with Black Americans. You know what the difference is? Normalized forms of racism, colorism, and anti-Blackness. What's normal amongst people in our culture, what's hush, what's swept under the rug or not dealt with or just accepted, doesn't fly with Black Americans. And you just don't like the fact that a Black American will call you out on it because it's not normal and it shouldn't be accepted and it shouldn't be okay. So when you have people in your own community letting you know that they've been hurt or traumatized or discriminated by people in our own family members even, you need to listen. You need to listen instead of deflecting, because this comment right here is a total and complete cop-out. It's straight up deflection, and it is a bold-faced lie. Our racial biases, they start back home. They start in our own countries, in our own islands. We just bring it here with us. You just don't like the boldness of how Black Americans deal with racism. Normalized anti-Blackness is not a value. Normalized colorism is not a value. Sweeping things under the rug and not talking about them, that's not a cultural value. It's not. Yet it's something that you seek to covet and put above Black Americans. You need to stop pitting Latinos against Black Americans and recognize that the root cause of all of the issues we have across all of our communities is white supremacy. Recognize how white supremacy has operated in your own life and how it has afforded you white privilege as a white presenting Latino and given you a life experience that more Black presenting Latinos cannot identify with. And stop propagating the lie and the myth that we don't care about race and there's no racism amongst us. Because if that were the case, we would not be having this discussion.
We stick together. Us Hispanics, we work together. We help each other out. As a Hispanic, you know what I have seen with Black people? You guys are always trying to compete against each other. Who's got the better car? Who's got the better truck? Who's got the better bitch? Always comparing each other's shit. Always trying to fight each other. Always trying to put each other down. Y'all need to work together. Like us Hispanics do. That's the difference between Hispanics and Black people. That's why a Hispanic starts a business. Most of the time he's successful. Because he's not doing it all by himself. He's got help.
Black people, you mean to tell me you don't want to support the Latino people because a couple people said something about Black people when you went and fought for America that put you in slavery, that unalive you still to this day, that doesn't give you equal rights to this day, that see you 1/5 of a man to this day? You meaning to tell me now you want to say no to the Latino people that only said a couple bad words and it was only a couple of them? The whole America doesn't like you. All of America doesn't like you and you go fight for them. So make it make sense, Black people. Make it make sense. You should have that same energy for America. You should not go enlist for America and go fight for America because America doesn't like you.
Now that I have addressed the racism within my own community, let's talk about the anti-Blackness that exists within the Latin American communities. So I wanted to take my time before I made this video. I knew it was coming, but I had to go out in the field and ask my people what's going on. So this is what I concluded. When I went to go talk to them, they said that we don't like African Americans because they feel that we owe them something. I want to make two things clear. First, I want to start off by saying that when we say things like this, we are following the same agenda that we are fighting against. We are fighting against white supremacy and racism. Those ideas that we have, the way we think, the way we are taught to fear African Americans, that is the same thing that we are fighting against. It's no different. When we choose to speak like this and participate in these stereotypes, we are no better than the people we are fighting against. And that is a point I want to make very clear to the people within my community, that you guys sound ignorant. We need to figure it out. Where do you truly stand with this? Because people are right. You can't ask African Americans for help when this is in the real world. That is how they are treated. My second point. Reparations are owed to the African American community. Without them, we would not be able to vote. We would not be able to go to the same schools. We would not be able to sit wherever we want. Let's not forget. They have been fighting for a very long time, since they came here. And us not acknowledging, I know I don't feel that as a country we have paid the respect that they owe. They really do. We owe them everything. It's because of greats. They're great people. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., the Black Panthers, they paved the way for us. They are the blueprint. And for us to go and participate in the same mentality that we are fighting against, it's just horrible and it's wrong. If we don't fix this type of mentality and check our people, we are no better than the people we are up against. I want you to know that ignorance is our greatest enemy. So please do not allow yourself to be blinded by hate. I love and respect everybody. And I just want to say that if there's more people in the Latin community who are with me, I need y'all to say something. I need y'all to join the fight with me because I can't be the only one.
I just want to say, watching these raids happen in LA right now, people voted for this. People voted for this. And I think right now, the Black and the brown community, we need to come together. And we need to remember that they are the ones who made it us versus them. They put us against each other because if we're busy fighting each other, we don't put our eyes on them. We need to wake up. Everybody needs to wake up.
I don't care what nobody says. Being held accountable by your own kind is the most effective method. The only method that I might place above that is the feel it to learn method, where you got to make them feel it to learn. That's the only other method that I would put above that. But being told about yourself by somebody who looks like yourself, it just hits differently. It's almost like, damn self, you might be onto something. Damn self, damn twin, I gotta listen to you because you look like me. And it's for that reason alone why I gotta leave the Latino community, why I gotta leave the Cuban American community in Florida specifically, why I gotta leave the I will vote Donald Trump with this clip. I gotta leave you guys with this clip.
African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only one with the experience of civil matters. Tenían el esclavo ahí mismitico. They are the only one that are not going to get deported anywhere, and you cannot put them all in jail. So African American community, which is the community that is stepped on by Cubans, the most are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos.
Did you hear what she said? Because it's the exact same sentiments that every African American person, every Black American person have been screaming since elections time. The same exact sentiments. And now, because of the bullshit that the Latino community have entered themselves into, literally voting against the same exact group of people that now hold the power of being able to save you. She said it. See, I knew this. I knew that it's African American community. It's only the Black American community that can save the Latino community from the bullshit that they got themselves into. I knew this. But see, you're not going to listen when I say it. But you'll probably listen when she says it. And the thing about it too, see, technically, I'm a Latina. I'm Haitian. But I'm not the Latina that you're going to listen to. I'm not. That one, though, she has that proximity to whiteness that you guys respect. Right? So now she states that it's only the African American community that can save the Latino community from the bullshit that you guys put yourselves into. And you only are in that because you were so hell-bent on voting against the same exact group, against the self-interest for that same group of people that now are the only ones that can save you. Look at that, full circle.
For the African American community that has not come out because it is not. We didn't do shit for them.
I get it, but I don't.
You support, but in masses, we didn't support anything that was going with them. Latinos look at Cubans specifically. I'm not going to talk about any other community because I'm not part of that community, even though I'm a Latina with them. Cubans talk shit about African Americans. Cubans did not support African Americans. Cubans think that they all victimize themselves, that all of that. African Americans are the only ones that are going to save your ass as Latinos. So you better start kissing. If you're going to kiss some ass in this country, you better kiss some black ass.
Again, it's not coming out of my mouth. She said it, and she's 100% right. For the I will vote Donald Trump. You guys, y'all got to start kissing some black ass. Y'all all better get to kissing some black asses. And right now, the black asses ain't moving for shit. If it's not for them, they're not moving. So I don't know how you guys gonna make it through. But she just said it. She said it. It's the African American community. It is the Black American community that can save you guys from the bullshit that you are in. And you can think the I will vote Donald Trump. Think them.
Black community is mad because we're asking for their help. Instead of responding in a good way, they're really bashing us, bashing Mexicans.
This is my humble opinion. I think where we go wrong is that we ask for their help, personally. And let me elaborate. I don't think that we as brown people should be asking another race of people to help us. I think if another race of people want to help voluntarily, then that's that.
This is going to piss off a lot of Latinos, but here we go. Latinos, we got a lot of anti-Black racism in our community. And we usually let it slide because it's our family saying this racist shit. And I'm going to need y'all to start calling out your family members. Because all you Latinos seem to forget that we Latinos also have Black ancestors. We also have ancestors who were slaves in Latin America, who came from Africa. Just because you are not an Afro-Latino does not mean you do not have African ancestry. Black people are our family. We got to stop the racist bullshit and start working together.
Every 5 seconds, I'm seeing a video of a minority group saying, where are the black people? We're at home. We're relaxing. We're chilling. We're hanging back. You're talking about come together. Why? We tried to do that. We've been trying to do that forever. All right? You can't sit up here and be mad at us for wanting to not roll with y'all right now. It's just what it is. Let's say we was on a farm and black people plowed the field, planted the seed, watched it grow. In the midst of its development, there's food to be eaten off of it. Y'all come in and have no food. Y'all see ours. We share. But you see the white people field over there, and you thought that it tasted better whenever you got a little crumb of it. And so you thought, when the white people said, let's burn down their field, you thought that you was going to eat off their field. And now that you voted for that ass, voted to destroy our field and you're watching it burn, you go over there with your bowls. Hey, can I get some food? And they go, fuck off. And now you're looking at us and you're running to the water and you're trying to get buckets and trying to pour it out onto the field because you realized that you was eating from that field. That was your main source. You fucked yourselves and tried to fuck us in the process. You literally thought that you was gonna throw us to the side and get accepted by this, when we had already accepted and gave you a plate. And now the field is burning, and you want us to run outside and get a bucket with you and pour it the fuck out? And put the fire out? No. How about this? Y'all put the fucking fire out. And y'all replant that bitch. And y'all show us y'all ready to do some work. Stop complaining. Stop looking at us. We did the work. We was here. You benefited off of our labor. You benefited after our protests, our demonstrations. Everything was geared to helping not just us, but your ass too. And I'm also talking to the white women, because you part of that minority group too. So look, you can miss us. Where is the black people at? We right here, just watching. We standing back and watching and seeing what the fuck you do. Because then that will determine what we decide to do later.
Let's talk about what we just watched through a clear lens. There are 3 threads running through that video: accountability, empathy, and strategy. If we miss any of those, we will keep spinning the same circle every election and every crisis. First, accountability. Elections are choices with outcomes. When a community embraces rhetoric or policies that harm another group, it's not surprising when bridges get cut back. That's not revenge, that's consequence. You can't spend a season dismissing someone's lived experience and then expect instant enthusiastic support the moment your own house is on fire. That doesn't mean people should celebrate anyone's suffering. Human dignity matters across the board. But it does mean trust has to be rebuilt with actions, not just appeals. Second, empathy. There's a powerful moment we saw. People realizing, maybe for the first time, what profiling and collective suspicions feels like. Empathy isn't a coupon you redeem when it's your turn. It's a muscle we built before we need it. If you didn't believe the stories until they reached your front door, that's an invitation to expand your circle of care, not performatively, but consistently. In your family conversations, your workplaces, your votes, and your media diets. Empathy doesn't erase consequences, but it changes how we show up. Less gloating, more clarity, firm boundaries without dehumanizing language. Third, strategy. If you are serious about coalition, help us can't mean protect us from the fallout of our own traces while we keep our old attitudes. Coalitions run on aligned interests, shared risk, and mutual respect. That means acknowledging past hurt, checking anti-Black inside Latino communities, and demonstrating change in the public, not just private. Real talk. No community owes automatic excuse to anyone. Support earned through solidarity that shows up before it's convenient. Let's unpack the dynamics. There's a narrative that we stick together, you don't. Careful. Every community has internal disagreement, class divides, and color hierarchies. The difference isn't whether the people argue, it's whether the culture rewards accountability when someone crosses a line. Calling out harmful behavior inside your own group isn't betrayal, it's maintenance. If your cousin casual slur gets a laugh instead of a check, that's not unity. That's a road under a floorboard. Strong communities do quality control. There is also a historical layer many people skip. Across Latin America and the Caribbean, African roots are not an accessory, they are foundational. When folks deny that reality while stereotyping Black Americans, it creates a cognitive dissonance that poisons coalition from the start. You can't build unity on top of denial. Naming shared root doesn't erase differences, but it does remove the myth that anti-Blackness is some imported idea. It isn't. That means the work has to start at home, in Spanish and English, at the dinner table and at the ballot box. Now about this is not our fight sentiment. I get it. People are exhausted from carrying everyone else's battle where their own needs are underfunded, underprotected, and under attack. Boundaries are not bigotry. A boundary can mean We are open to partnership, but we don't subsidize disrespect. Demonstrate a change in attitude and approach, then we talk. That is moral and strategic. It prevents burnout and sets a standard. Solidarity must be reciprocal. What would earning support actually look like? Here is a concrete checklist, not theatrics. 1. Public self-correction. When anti-black comment shows up in your circles, don't shrug. Correct it. On camera if the harm was public. Silence reads like consent. 2. Consistent civic choices. Vote in ways that protect everyone's civil rights, not just your own immediate interest this year. People notice patterns over time. 3. Shared risk, not just shared hashtags. Show up when there's nothing in it for you. Court cases, local policy meetings, school board fights. Coalition is built in boring rooms, not just in viral moments. 4. Credit and context. When you benefit from hard-won gains achieved by black activism, say that out loud. It's not about worship, it's about truth-telling that builds trust. 5. Local bridge building. Support Afro-Latino voices, black Latino organizers, and close community projects. Let the most impacted lead and amplify them without co-opting the mic. On the flip side, for black audiences who feel we've done enough, that's understandable. You are allowed to protect your energy. But here is a strategic lens. Even when you do choose to engage, do it with terms that strengthen your own community too. For example, if there is a cooperation on immigration policy tied to the commitment on policing reform, school equity, and workplace discrimination that benefits black people directly, coalition doesn't mean charity, it means bargaining for mutual wins. Another point. Separating policy from people. You can uphold borders and the rule of law without dehumanizing anyone. You can also advocate human processes without pretending laws doesn't exist. The moral high ground is consistency. If you wanted thoughtful treatment for your community in crisis, argue for processes that maintain dignity for every community. That's not softness, that's standard. And it keeps the conversation from spiraling into cruelty, which always boomerangs back. Let's address the "we tried to link up and then got scapegoated" feeling. Many black organizers welcomed partnership only to be sidelined or stereotyped later. The remedy isn't permanent disengagement, it's smarter engagement with written commitments, shared leadership and consequences. If a partner group breaks their terms, publicly withdraw support. Make accountability predictable, not personal. I also want to touch on media flaming. Outrage sells. You will see cherry-picked extremists presented as the community. Don't take the bait. Look for the people doing actual repair, teachers refusing to criminalize kids, neighbors offering translation at legal clinics, organizers building voters' education that includes both histories. Those folks exist. Elevate them. That's how we redirect attention from spectacle to solutions. So where does this leave us? Here is a balanced bottom line. For Latino audiences asking for help, lead with repair, not request. Name the harm, change the behavior, and demonstrate it consistently. Ask for partnership, not protection from consequences. For black audiences feeling down, hold firm boundaries without slipping into dehumanization. If you engage, make it transactional in a healthy way. Mutual benefit, clear terms, measurable outcomes. For everyone, reject the zero-sum script. The playbook that pits communities against each other only works when we forget our overlapping interests. Fair workplaces, safe neighborhoods, quality schools, due process, and a representation that actually listens. Here is my call to action. If you want unity, prove it locally this week. Check the casual disrespect in your group chats. Support a close community event led by people who've earned trust. Register and vote down ballots where the policy really touches your life. And if you've been on the sidelines, pick one concrete habit, just one, that moves you from performative allyship to participatory citizenship. Coalition is not built by speeches alone. It's built by repetition, consistent choices, consistent respect, consistent accountability. When that shows up, support follows. When it doesn't, people reserve their energy. And that's fair. End of the day, empathy without accountability is naive. And accountability without empathy is brittle. We need both. If we can hold that tension, firm standards with human health, we don't just react to the moment, we rewrite the next one. Thanks for watching, and that was it for today. Make sure you like the video. Tell me what you think down there in the comment section. And if you have not yet subscribed, smash that subscribe button. Mr. T.I. signing off. Ciao.